Yeah, just a quick review of the Cozyhealth thumb brace. So this is made specifically to immobilize the thumb, and this is one of the more rigid kind of supports you can get, braces for your thumb. A lot of the ones are for like the lower thumb joint and just kind of like a ring that goes around here. But this one actually, if you need some good solid support for most of the thumb joints, because this last one you probably won't get too much stability there. You can probably still wiggle your thumb there. But especially the lower joint, if you need just definitive, hey, I need this thing just immobilized, this is, I think, a good choice. So it's made specifically for that. So the idea behind it is that, you put the brace on, it supports the joint, restricts its motion, or keeps it, this one in particular keeps it from moving hardly at all. So that way the joint can rest, recover, and not get so overstressed as you're doing things. So a couple ways you can use this. If you have an existing problem, you can put the brace on to rest it and get some decreased pain that way. The other thing is use it for prevention. If you had a problem with the thumb in the past, let's say I got to do some moving this weekend, move some boxes, or I'm going to be busy and I don't want to overstress my thumb or cause a problem or aggravate it, you can also use the brace for prevention too. Just put it on. So a few points about this particular brace. It does fit the right or the left hand, so you don't have to worry about, picking out a right or a left. The other thing is it does have this plastic metal stay here. It's just like a little, yeah, a little, what they call it, a splint, but it's like a little stay here. It's actually in here, and it is removable. So it's like I say, it's a hard plastic splint on the side that you can remove. So here, if you don't need as much stability, you can take it out. If you need more, you can leave it in. And you got a couple adjustments here. Some of these kind of braces have 3 adjustments. These have 2 Velcro straps for adjustment. So just something to think about. So yeah, actually, besides the braces, or anything else I can do if I'm having a thumb problem? Well, actually, there is. The Healthy Thumb Handbook is just one resource I want to bring up. There's not too many thumb books out there. If you have a problem with the joint, like you have CMC joint arthritis, carpal metacarpal joint arthritis, or you have an aggravated joint, a lot of times what will happen is the muscles around the joint react to what's going on in the joint, and then they get irritable. So then you can develop these things called trigger points in the muscles around the aggravated joint. So then not only do you have joint pain, but you also have, a component of your pain now is muscular pain. So there's actually easy ways you can work out these trigger points or irritable spots in the muscle. And actually sometimes you might think it's in the joint, but really the problem is just the muscle. So you treat the muscle, kind of iron those out, and then see what you're left with. So that's something you can do. If you do have CMC joint arthritis, like a lot of people might be using this brace for, you're at risk for your web space getting really tight, just because of the pathology that's going on there. So you want to make sure that you keep that stretched out. Other things you can do for thumb arthritis or any other kind of aggravated joint is distraction technique. Take the pressure off the joint. Distraction is kind of like those inversion tables where you hang upside down and it just kind of distracts, and takes pressure off the discs and the tiny joints in your back. Distraction, there's a simple distraction technique you can do. Basically, when you take pressure off the joint, it's like a vacation for the joint. It gives it time to rest, recover, and just feels really good too. Last thing I can think of is like maximal thumb joint stability. Particularly at the base of the thumb. If people have CMC joint arthritis, there's actually a couple muscles you can strengthen your thumb joint to get more joint stability. The first one's called your abductor pollicis longus, and you can see how that sucker attaches right there to the base of the thumb where the problems are at and the arthritis is. So this book advocates doing this exercise using a rubber band for resistance. You do that a couple times a week. Week by week, as you get the abductor pollicis longus stronger and stronger, you're going to have a lot more stable joint. And you're also going to have more dynamic stability, meaning you're going to have more control and stability as you're using your thumb. Kind of like an internal brace. The other muscle is your first dorsal interossei. That's another one to strengthen, to keep your thumb joint, to help that out, keep it stronger. Like I say, these exercises, they just take a couple minutes to do. You do them really twice a week is good, 2 to 3 times a week. So you're thinking maybe spending 10 minutes a week doing these exercises. Week by week, as it gets stronger, your thumb is going to feel better. You might not even need a brace. But hey, there's nothing as quick as putting on a brace, getting that instant relief. So yeah, if you're looking for, moderate support, I think this is a good brace. So check it out.